right. Hello, everybody. We are back for another week of recapping.
Oh, what a week! What a week!
What a week. You might hear we are different voices. We are not Stephen Craig Downer Jr. This is true. That's a
We're
very apt
yeah,
and good observation.
we're actually his split personalities, so it might come off as a little strange.
We did finally make it out. It took a lot of work, but we're here. We're here now. We're here to stay ideally, but we'll see how long it lasts. So, anyways, for the time being, we're gonna go over our first game. Rings at Vermonsters. That was a game.
That was a game. One of the games of all time, I might say.
It really was. I mean, definitely this week, week 12, right, was named Bang Week. Bang Week, like because I mean, hoping it was a really good game from the scheduled team. They were hoping it was a really good game and really good week. It turned out to be like all right. This first game was like it was pretty good, 3-5, right, with the Vermonsters taking it home at home. It was a good showing from them. I mean, in those first what was it 4 innings, they put up at least one run every time.
It was good. Take it from Steven's split personality too. I was personally commentating that game, and
It's true.
it
I was on
was
the back
it
of the
was I
lines.
can attest it was a good showing for a somewhat lackluster team this season.
That's true. I mean, no, they have definitely had their moments, and those moments have been a little less ideal for them in these past couple of weeks. But it was good because word from my stat team, this is actually the first time in franchise history that the Vermonsters have beaten the Rings in the regular season. The only other wins that they had against them were in the World Series last season, and so that's a big thing for them, big turnaround for them. So yeah, overall, good game for the Vermonsters. Still a lot of opportunities left on the field. We're seeing the resurgence of K. Rule a little bit. Speaking of, he was the MVP of that game. Um,
Only putting up 90 as a score, though, which is surprising for someone of his caliber.
it's true. I mean, starred K. Rule has been a different beast at points in the season, much earlier, much more often. But if he can find a way to get back to that former glory, I mean, the sky's the limit for the Vermonsters. So we'll see what happens there. It seems like he's starting to get the gears cranking a little bit more. We'll see what happens exactly with that as we go into the later parts towards the end of the season. Should be interesting. And I don't know. I think that's it for this game. And there's not much else to talk about. It was a pretty straightforward game. Almost a comeback for the Rings in the second half, but they could not get it done.
Could not rally in time, unfortunately. Little too time, not enough scoring. That you heard that from me. That's the quote from me. Personality two, not enough time, little scoring.
Word from our quote team. We got a quote from Birdo after the end of the game. She was furious. She said, "We wanted to beat the Vermonsters like we usually do, but this season is different. I wish we had another chance during the regular season to try and beat them, but looks like we're going to have to wait until the playoffs to finally beat them off," which is crazy that they would say that. I don't know why they're saying that about such a great organization. I'm unbiased here. I'm unbiased again. Anyways, we have a quote from Purple Drank from the Vermonsters. We got him. He was very excited. He appeared to be under some sort of substance. And he said, "This game meant everything to me. It meant everything to us. We have never beaten this team during the regular season. This wasn't just a morale boost. It was a sign of the things to come for this franchise." Thank you, Purple Drink. We love having you around. That was a quote from him, not in real time, just in case. Word from our quote team. It appears as this is the end of the quote segment for now.
Right. So next up, we got the Simians at the Mangiones. This one did not live up to Bang Week standards. 7-1 win on the road from the Simians. I don't know.
It was a good defensive showing. Attempted defensive showing. You didn't hear that from me though. About the Mangiones. Not quite of the caliber for Bang Week, but it was still I would say, a decent game nonetheless. There were plays just left and right, but unfortunately they never really,
They can never make it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And this game was also played on Peach Ice Garden. Notorious for realistically just not having great games. I mean, it's tough to say because I personally am someone who enjoys seeing variety in these types of things. I enjoy seeing just like a variety in where we see games played. and that includes Peach Ice Garden, which isn't played that much. But the games that are played there are just not as interesting. So we'll see if that continues to be a phenomena. But for the time being, it's holding up. This was just not really much of a game to look at all. MVP for this game is Road. What?
Just unforeseeable.
It's just why would you? I mean, but like also not entirely like a crazy MVP either. Man, it was only 90 points, and then 3 other points on this Simeons team put up 80. So it's no one really outstanding player either. It's like, I mean, Road played well, sure, but like 90,
I'm sorry,
maybe a little crazy.
I'm sorry. Did you say 90?
90?
Could this spark a turn of Road being of the same caliber as Mr. King K. Rool? Is this?
It could be.
Or it could be the beginning of a generational fall off.
I mean, it could be that Road's becoming King K. Rool or King K. Rool's becoming Road. Very different outcomes there. Hey, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that this can go. I mean, we've got 4 more weeks left after this. We'll get there. Off to our quote team.
Whoa, the quote team is back. Word from our quote team. We got a quote from Mark Wahlberg. I don't know why he was chosen out of all people. And he said, "There's been a lot of talk of me beating Vietnamese people. Anyways, I got to thank DK. He has carried this team so far, and we as a team need to match his level." Wise words, Mark Wahlberg. And it's weird that you'd bring up that Vietnamese thing. Whatever. He hates crime. That's okay. Anyways, we got a quote from Funky from the Mangiones, and he said, "We felt like we had this game in the bag before we even started. We got too lazy, man, and that cost us. I know that everyone is going to be a lot more disciplined after that loss, especially with the playoffs on the line for us right now." You got to remember, with DDP winning, that knocked them out of the playoffs. That's crazy. I'm sure this will get talked about later. Word from our quote team. That's the end of the quote segment.
All right, so third game that we have is the Monarchs at Browntown. And let me tell you, I'm going to hand this off to my other mind here.
Oh, wow. I could not believe the performance Browntown put up this week. After 8 weeks of straight losses, and not like close losses either. They were kind of just, going brown. Just brown in the bed. Nobody paying attention. The whole score screwed up. But this time, the way that game started,
You lost by at least
my
5
goodness.
4 weeks straight.
Oh my goodness. The scoring at the end of that day, 13-7, absolutely beautiful.
And just checking in on the stats really quick. That in the past 5 weeks, they had lost by 4 weeks. They had lost by at least 5 points, by at least 5 runs. That's just an insane thing to have happen, and then to overcome in such a large way. I mean, to win by 6, right? You're overcoming that by a wide margin. Huge props to the Browntown team for turning that around against a rival. I mean, the Monarchs and Browntown have really gone at it for all of this season and last season. There's been quite the rivalry between the two of them. So for them to win against them at home, big for the culture.
This game, too, that rivalry really shone through because that game started with a grand slam from the Monarchs.
From Blajikoop, might I add. I mean, that's something that I think deserves a little bit of talk. I don't want to talk about it, though, so never mind. Anyways,
to our quotes team, we have a quote from Waluigi from Browntown. He says, let's see here. It was an absolutely phenomenal game. That is amazing sportsmanship. Wario's the happiest I've seen him in weeks. Wow, so caring. It brings us great pride here at Browntown to deliver such a monumental win to Wario City. That pride towards their city is amazing. Oh, what's this? The Monarchs played well, but we all know that kingdoms are doomed to fall. Wow. The edge fitting, the lanky man himself.
Big words. But, I mean, they showed it up. I mean, they proved it. They proved it. Also, a word from the Monarchs. This is from Blajikoop, right, who we knew got that grand slam to start off. He said, "Yeah, I have no idea what I just witnessed. That was just the most absurd, egregious thing I've ever seen. I put everything on the line that game. I just played some of the best baseball this league has ever seen, and the Monarchs turned it down. They said, we don't want it. We don't want anything to do with that level of play. The manager wasn't even watching the damn game. I don't know how much longer I can stay with this team. I mean, wow, that's big words coming from Blazikuk. That's
quite a lot of spite.
That's just he's unhappy. Is obviously what you take away from that. And I mean, it's tough to see a future with the Monarchs and Blazikuk after words like that. I mean, burning bridges really quickly.
Yeah, could we see him potentially move on to another team at the start of next season?
I mean, we could. We very well could. He has been on a couple teams in the past. I believe he started on the Kangaroos, went to Browntown. At the time, they were something else. I forgot I don't even know what they were. And then they obviously were drafted to the Monarchs this year. Been playing well, but I mean, strong words, very strong words from Blazikuk. And yeah, I mean, this game lived up to Bang Week standards. Really, really elevated those standards. Even I mean, great game from this week overall. In contention for game of the year is what it looked like at the beginning. Sort of pulled away from that a little bit towards the end, but nonetheless, great watch, very enjoyable. All right, on the fourth game of Bang Week. Oh, we got a game that bangs. Come on, dude. Monsters at Kangaroos. Kangaroos win 12-9. Goodness, was this a game of a war of attrition, really? I mean, it was a huge game for the Kangaroos to really show that they can win when they're down. I mean, I am having a hard time remembering if ever they have been down by more than 3 runs and come back and won the game. So it's a big, massive opportunity for this team to show that that's something that they can do. That's something that's possible from this team, something that's possible from these individuals, and they're going to get it done in the big moments like that.
There was just a bunch of amazing plays from the players. Specifically, might I add, Mr. MVP himself.
Good Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
Petey Piranha with a staggering 240 on the game in the box score. Oh, my gosh. I mean, it's not the record by any means, but that's such a strong showing. It's hard for any team to win against a player like that. I mean, definitely that grand slam, and I believe the 8th inning. Oh, wow. I mean, go ahead grand slam to put it up 11-8. That's just so massive for the morale going for the rest of the game. And there's just no other way to look at it other than PD turned that game around in that moment.
It's even more impressive when you look at the MVP scores from the previous games. The highest out of all of them was 120. He doubled this.
This is true.
In one game.
And this is sort of what we expect out of PD Piranha. I mean, he is leading the whole league in box score, understandably so. I mean, he has just been turning up through and through. I mean, speaking of players that really made a difference this game, Wiggler, shout out Wiggler. I mean, he really, you could tell the presence that he had the moment he stepped onto the mound. It was phenomenal. I mean, awful first half from the Kangaroos. The Monsters were just walking all over him. It was just awful. The manager was just livid, was a shell of the man he once was. But Wiggler gets on the mound, which is already a crazy thing because usually Ritter is put up on the mound before Wiggler. But no, they decided to go with Wiggler. Great call. Great call to put Wiggler on early and just get him out there. He finished the game out as well and only allowed 1 run for the whole time that he was up, which I believe was the 5th inning all the way to the 9th. And the only run was a home run from Bowser, who's one of the best hitters in the league. And that's just sort of what you expect out of him. So, I mean, Wiggler, really like a phenomenal showing from him. As we all know, the reigning pitcher of the year from last year. So it's really a big moment to prove why he was that and why he still has what it takes.
You can really tell as soon as he stepped on the mound, the whole energy of the field changed. It's like he brought everyone together, strengthened their chemistry that was already there.
This is true.
To make them play better ball.
This is true. I mean, we talk a lot about the bug effect, right? The bug effect, I think, is strong. I think that the bug effect is real. It's a real thing. The moment the bug enters any team and starts, there's a difference. There's a big difference. But we need to talk about Wiggler effect at some point. Wiggler's effect on the mound. It's phenomenal. It's a great thing. I do think that it is worth talking about Ritter on this team. Ooh, rough first half.
Rough showing.
It's just so many missed dives. It was awful. It was horrendous to see from any Kangaroo fan. I mean, that's just a star player, someone that last year they traded a lot for. They traded so much for, ruined their draft picks for this one individual, and to just see him just miss easy balls. I mean,
Yeah.
the stuff that he dives for all the time, stuff that he gets every single day of the week, and he's just missing it in a really big game, in a really big moment. Very out of character from him. But kind of with what we were saying earlier with Wiggler, when Wiggler got on the mound, ever since that moment, about halfway through the game, he turned it around. He way changed the way he played, and I believe there's one inning where he got all three outs that just went right to him.
I think it was very important that when Wiggler got up there, it reminded him that he is the one and only Mr. No Fly Zone.
This is true, and that zone is really dubbed it no fly zone because of him. I mean, his diving powers, along with Petey. I mean, having both of them at a shortstop and second baseman role, that really does change the state of that team. But yeah, I mean, for the Monsters, it's definitely a tough loss for them. It's definitely tough for them to look at that and say that really anything went well. I mean, yeah, the first half went great, but if you're a first half team, that's not what's going to win games. They really do need to focus on finishing out games because that's a problem that they struggle with a lot. That's something that they definitely need to focus on. Just finish out games, finish strong. I think a problem with that is their lack of pitching depth. Their bullpen's just not great.
Yes.
They have Bowser, then they have Boo, then
And
what?
That's it, pretty much. I think it also helps that the team seems to have some sort of mindset where they're just happy with being ahead. Just as long as they're ahead, they're happy, but that doesn't mean they'll keep getting more points. So they keep getting just usurped at the end. You didn't hear this from me, but I personally think it's because the manager is just completely absent from the team.
This is true. I mean, he's frequently known to actually not even be in the same state that they are playing in. Which and if you're asking me, I think that that's just an oddball move from the manager. I would think that you would just go to your team's games, but no, he doesn't even go to their games. He actually got a second job. He has another job that he does instead of be the manager for this team, which is a little insane. I mean, if you're thinking about that from a managerial perspective, why are you not dedicating all of yourself to this team? It's a little absurd.
Exactly. Like you would think, hey, I'm out of state. I can't go there in person. Maybe I'll pull up their game on my phone or on the TV so I can watch them play and cheer them on from home or wherever I am. No,
Nothing.
doesn't even do that.
Nothing from him. Yeah, so and I do think that that's a good point to bring up because I think that plays a part in the way that they're playing because they know that the manager's not watching. They know that there's less care in this franchise. The fans feel it too. I mean, we've heard a lot from the fans about how they want to hear from the manager more and hear more just like from him. Know that the team's being looked at after, and the team's like being thought about when they're making some important decisions. Like there have been some trades with this team, but then if the manager's not watching, you got to ask sometimes. Does this manager really know what they're doing if they don't actually watch any of the games?
Exactly. It almost feels like it's like Bowser is just not being at his full potential because of this. Like he's not being there for the team. He's not laying those absolute dingers across the stadium. He's not sending those fastballs
This is
because of the manager not being there.
Yeah, he is also getting old. I mean, this is something that we've talked about a lot.
This is true.
He's getting old. He's getting up there in age. You got to wonder at some point. At some point, does he retire? That's something that we've asked a lot. We asked a lot last season, going into the season, and we're still asking it this season. It's because, yeah, he's playing great, but you can tell there's some age there.
Yeah, he's quite the old bird. Still in the league, surprisingly, even though he was one of the people in the very first years of the Great Slugger War.
Yeah, and props to him for really sticking it out and showing that he can still have all that. He still has what it takes in this league to get some stuff done. But unfortunately, not this week. Not this week was not the week for the Monsters. They're going to have to take this and get back from it. I mean, it was said at the moment of the game, but this is a big week for both teams in this game, and the Kangaroos will indeed take it home. Passing over to the quote team, we got a quote from Petey Piranha to start it off. Oh wow, this is his words, by the way. Begin quote. Oh wow, what a game. I listen. I know I played great. This is not about me. This is about us. This is the way that we turned up. I mean, shout out Green Deep. Those three light green me's really showing up in the big moments. Allowed that grand slam to happen. Really proud of just the way that this team plays through adversity and plays through these tough spots that we put ourselves in realistically. And our manager has talked about it a lot, but we are going to have to be more consistent. We're going to have to be more disciplined on that field, but we'll get it done just like we did today. We'll get it done. Wow, great words from PD, and it's really great to see some inspirational stuff from a born leader like that. Maybe not an actual captain, but I mean, like he's truly a leader on that team because Yoshi sure is. And good lord, that dinosaur is awful at baseball. I mean, oh my gosh, you didn't hear this from me, but he's the worst thing that has ever been created on God's green earth. Oh my gosh, oh my goodness. He even got on base today, and it still wasn't good enough. He needs to he's a captain. He's a damn captain. But yeah, he needs to play better.
It's really great to see such enthusiasm for the slugging, both from Bowser and from PD. They're just really keeping the spirit alive.
It's true. Anyways, quote from the Bowser's team. Gonna pass it over to the other half of the quote team.
Yeah, it's the real quote team here. Shit. I mean, yeah, we got some quotes for you here. Damn, yeah. Hold on, I gotta go through my notes. A lot of paper, a lot of quotes. This week, just a lot of quotes. There's a lot of them. So yeah, we have a quote from Bowser. He said, "We have games won, then we let them slip away." Hold on, I gotta flip the page. This has got to stop. We can't be comfortable until the game is over and they've declared us a winner. Hold on, I gotta flip the page again real quick. The Kangaroos were very beatable, and it's on us that we couldn't. Hold on, I gotta flip the page again. Finish that. I'm sorry, I write really big so I can understand what's going on. This is a different quote guy this time. Different quote guy over here. Because they took the other quote guy and killed him or something. That's why he hasn't been here recently. New quote guy here. Yeah, what a great week we've had so far. I just got to get my few words. Oh, and they're taking it from me.
Yeah, so I don't know who this guy is. I don't know where we got him, actually. I've never seen this man in my life.
Hey. Who is this guy?
Where did we get him? Yeah, get him out. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I mean, the quote was good. The quote was real. That was a real thing. I don't know where he even got that, realistically. But the quote was real. So, yeah, thank you, Bowser, for those words. But, yeah, I mean, that's been this game. That was Monsters at Kangaroos. Big win for the Kangaroos. And then our fifth game of the week was DDP at Noodlers. DDP won 11-1, and they were going Peach Ice Garden. So yeah, that's our.
I got some quotes.
So apparently, I don't know why anyone wanted quotes, but Quotes Guy is back. Somehow, I don't know why anyone got quotes from this game.
Yeah, some dude just fucking rocks me. I got a fucking black eye. Stole my notebook. I write really big, but I flipped through the pages really quickly. You just couldn't do that. Couldn't. Anyways, from DDP, we got a quote from Steve. Wow. Yeah, what a great guy he is. He says, "I'm happy to be back on the starting 9. I'd never let a nickname like Mr. Double Play keep me down. I've studied the game in the offseason. I've watched film. I've gripped bats and I've hit balls like no other me or slugger inhabitant. I won't get MV me this season, but by God, I will show you why you must have me on your team and why you must start me." Wow, as they say, the process of becoming a me is the most painful thing ever. Worse than childbirth. So he's gone through a lot already. And then getting a nickname like Mr. Double Play is just not great. Glad to see that he's doing good on DDP right now. We have a quote from D-Day off of the Noodlers. And he says, "I'm proud of this team. We looked to be beaten down and people thought we were tanking to get a first round pick. We still have a chance to make the playoffs, and we will make the playoffs, even though we lost a very winnable game this week. I'm confident in this team. No matter what the media says, this team has the heart and the grit to go all the way, even if the stats don't show it." Oh, apparently that's all the time I had. I was gonna go over the whole game, but it just not my segment. I work here.
Listen, so yeah, that was a real quote guy, but I mean, he kind of went a little off the rails there. Sorry about that. We're back. So, anyways, yes, that was Bang Week, ladies and gentlemen. Week 12. Maybe not entirely the Bang Week that the schedule makers were hoping for in terms of just overall, like, ideally every single game would just be a banger, hence Bang Week. But 3 out of 5 is not bad. Really a 2 out of 5. So overall, now we are going to be just taking a quick look at the standings. Really quick. These are indeed. Oh, these are updated. Yes, these are. Oh my goodness, someone is nutting. Um, anyways, back to the topic at hand. In first place, the Kangaroos do hold on their lead with the 1 seed, so that's big. Definitely going to be interesting going into these last 4 weeks with the Kangaroos and the Monsters duking it out for that 1 seed spot. Even though both get a first round bye, but being 1 seed is nothing to be ashamed of. So those are the top two. At third and fourth, both tied at 7 and 5. We got the Monsters and the Monarchs. What? How are the Monarchs up there? That's crazy. I mean, I thought that like realistically they're usually like 8 or 9, something like that. They're all the way up at 4. Crazy stuff. Speaking of crazy stuff, we got the Rings at 5. Wow. I mean, fall off. I mean, I guess not entirely fall off. They are still in the playoff picture. That's something to be proud of. But they got it. They got to turn up if they're going to win any playoff games. It has not been a great showing so far this season. But they are the only team at 6-6. The only team that's 500. So there's still that. They also have a positive point differential with that. Definitely something to be proud of. And then, in that 6th spot, that coveted 6th spot, we got the Mangiones with at 5-7, tied with DDP. Also tied in point differential at -13. But, the Mangiones still do have that 6th spot, so we'll see how that turns out. Bottom 4 goes DDP. And then it goes to wait, hold on, I lied. I guess that's not true. DDP's in 6th place. So I'll think about all what I just said. Think about that. Apply it to DDP instead of the Mangiones, and apply the Mangione stuff or the DDP actually to Mangiones. I think that this can be a collaborative project between you and I in this moment. I think that would be very valuable for all of us to grow a stronger bond with each other. So thank you all for helping me in this trying time. At 8th, we have the Simians. 9, we got Noodlers, and all the way down in 10, we do have Browntown. I mean, even after a big week such as this, still in 10th, still work to do. Still things to get done. They still have a chance. They very well have a chance to get into the playoffs. I mean, it's literally just one more win, and they're tied with the current 6th place holder. So a lot of opportunity left for this in these last 4 weeks. So that's what we're looking at for the standings. And now we're going to move over to the top 5/top 20 in the box score. I'm just going to talk about the top 5. At number 5, we got King Boo. Now, that's something to write home about. That's really something that catches me by surprise every time I look at it. I mean, King Boo has definitely been, a big name and has shown a lot. But top 5? Now, that's crazy. That's crazy. But here he is. So proud of him. Proud of what he's doing. At 4, we got Blue Pianta. I guess copy and paste what I just said. Because what? Like, that's crazy. Blue Pianta, that you would not think of a Pianta being all the way up there. I don't know. Would you?
No.
What?
Blue Pianta's on. Remind me which team Blue Pianta's on again?
I don't even know. The Monsters? I think he's on the Monsters.
How is Blue Pianta, which is on the same team, by the way, as
Bowser.
higher than Bowser? I'm sorry.
Bowser tied for 10th with Birdo.
Make that make sense.
Crazy. I don't know. Blue Pianta has been showing up. Even in the loss this week, Blue Pianta made the Kangaroo team very, very nervous with the way that he played. I mean, he's been locked down on second base, which is insane. He's just a fat, big old blue guy. I don't understand how he does all that. But he's moving. He's moving. Props to him for doing that. And then 3rd place, still DK. Still been playing lights out. Team's been doing whatever, but DK, you can count on that guy to keep playing at a very high level. K Rule at 2nd. 1325. That's, First, it's the same story that is every week. First, like 4 weeks, K Rule, that was insane. That was an MVP winner right there. At the very least, OPOY. But
For sure, though.
a little bit of a fall off.
Yeah. Stay tuned. It might be Road up there instead.
It could be.
Like we said earlier, Road and K Rule, they might swap.
They might be opposite people. I mean, Road might just have the most insane following games in these last 4 weeks. I wouldn't even be surprised. And I wouldn't even be surprised the way the Cable's been playing. But we'll see. We'll see. And then, at number one, who else, right? Who else but last year's MVP, this year's leading box scorer, I believe, every single week of the season since week one. Petey Piranha. I mean, it's just there's almost nothing bad to say about this guy ever. There are some times, where he'll do a slap hit when realistically a charge hit, hopefully a home run, would probably work out better for the team. There are some times where maybe he could dive for the ball a little bit more, but those are all like things that you only say to the GOAT. That's not something that you're going to say to your average player. You're going to be happy with whatever you can get from an average player. This is like the highest level that you just want to be higher. This is Petey Piranha. This is the best player in the league. There's no other way to spin it. I mean, this is just...
It's just something else. At the end of the day, MVP is just a different kind of beast. When he comes up to bat, you can guarantee that defending team gets a cold shiver down their back, for they know what might be coming from that leaf of his.
You just know that at any moment he could just hit an absolute moon ball and there's no chance of catching that. Doesn't matter whatever the state of the game is, there's always a chance for that. And so yeah, that's gonna do it for just about everything. Next week we're gonna start it off with Mangiones at DDP to start week 13. Then we're gonna get Monsters at Rings, Browntown at Noodlers, Simians at Vermonsters, and that vile matchup, Kangaroos at Monarchs. Should be a good week. I'm looking forward to a lot of these games. A lot of, we're obviously in rematch season. All these teams have played each other before, so it's definitely gonna be an interesting one. A lot to look forward to, and we will see you there. So thank you very much for being here. Have a good one.
This is the two Steven personalities signing off,
and we shall merge with each other later in holy matrimony.
Oh
once
my.
again.
Oh